Robert O'Neill. Robert is also the author of The Operator, Firing the Shots That Killed Osama bin Laden in My Years as a SEAL Team Warrior. Robert, it's an honor to speak with you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, I tell you what, I really appreciate you having me here. That's a great day to be an American, and every day is a great day to be an American. So
That's
thank
true.
you. I really appreciate it.
We say this all the time. There's never been a better time to be an American, despite some of the stuff we see on TV today. The heart and soul of the country, I think, still lives here. But when you saw this video of a uniformed naval enlisted person here, Sarah...
It's called a boatswain mate.
Boatswain mate. Okay, I'm sorry about the pronunciation. I was going with the...
And the way that it works is they call it a boatswain mate. And the boatswains are, those are the big dudes that... They wrap the ropes around everything. They pull the ships in. And I'll tell you what I was saying the entire time was, we don't need to put her in front of a captain's mast. We need to put her back in front of a BM1 Smith, who's a boatswain. My man, who's been a boatswain for 20 years, put her in front of him.
Right.
Her boss. Boatswains, they're the toughest guys in the Navy. And that's all I want to see. I really don't care if she gets court-martialed, whatever. I'm so over all this nonsense. Put her in front of BM1.
I was saying, I wasn't quite familiar with this rank. I looked it up, and I was telling my team, it looks like these were the guys in Top Gun that were cheering on Tom Cruise and Iceman when they came back. But that's pretty much what it sounds like. These are the guys on the deck of these Navy ships, and they sound like they're very tough people. But how does it make you feel, Robert, to see her saying this? At every military installation, there's a picture of the president, the commander-in-chief. And even if you don't respect the person, you're supposed to respect the rank. That's what you guys are taught, right?
You know what? So many dudes. And I'm sorry, I'm using sailor language. So many men and women that serve in this country. They don't just support Trump. They don't just support Obama. They don't just support George W. They support America.
Right.
And that's what our country is all about. And this woman got she got some publicity based on whatever the hell she's doing, yelling about this and that. I'm not going to say her words, and that's fine. But the majority of the military supports,
of course,
what we're trying to do as a nation.
Right. We appreciate the sacrifices that these folks make. And there's also another incident too we wanted to talk about. A Navy veteran who made a big deal about being pepper sprayed. He is antagonizing some of these officers here. He was beat down. He did an interview though with ABC News. His name is 53-year-old Christopher David. He said federal agents came charging at him. We saw something different there, but he became somewhat of a media personality as well. And so what do you make of this guy?
Well, I saw what he did, and I guarantee you he's a paid operative. He showed up as a Naval Academy grad. He showed up to get to do, and I do need to give him respect as far as fighting off the bear spray and the whatever they're hitting. Yeah, no, I don't like this guy. I don't approve of this guy. I think he's and again, I'm trying to use my words the best way. This guy's a fake. This guy's getting paid off, definitely paid off by George Soros. Same like these Marxists from Black Lives Matter. He's a fake.
Yeah, there have been accusations that George Soros's foundation has perhaps supported some of these. There's been research done on that. We've covered that a little bit. But also, ABC News covered an interview of this guy, did a profile on him. And they mentioned the fact, Robert, that he said anybody could go out and buy tactical gear and could pose as a federal agent and take people off the streets. But they never once mentioned the fact that Antifa also buys some of this tactical gear. Here's a clip of that.
And I was very concerned about that because if the federal government can do that, anybody can go to the store and buy, or anybody can acquire used combat fatigues, get get an unmarked minivan, and then go off and abduct people off the streets, and we won't know whether that's the federal government or just a bunch of civilians playing dress up.
And those civilians could be Antifa, could be Black Lives Matter elements, radical looters, rioters. We don't know. And they don't even entertain that idea in this entire story.
Nonsense. Send these people to robertjoneil.com, and I will personally look at these people and talk to them about their service. or what they did at the academy. This big and I got to give him credit. This big dude that rolled in there and got sprayed, and he turned around and gave him the fingers. I tell you what, right now, I will put my resume next to his resume, and you see who's done more for this country. This guy's a fraud. The Democrats are frauds. Show me what's happening.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah, we can only assume his political affiliation, if he even has one, if he even cares about any kind of semblance of law and order in this country. It's hard to tell from the way he responded to those officers. Robert, I also wanted to talk to you about the situation with China. Things seem to be escalating right now. China has ordered the closure of the U.S. consulate in Chengdu, a move that is a direct response to what's happening here in this country. We ordered the shutdown of the Chinese consulate in Houston. And then Secretary of State Mike Pompeo addressed the nation yesterday talking about the escalating tensions. He called the constant back and forth a modern-day Cold War. And then yesterday here on our air, we had Texas Congressman Mike McCall talking to Chris Salcedo, talking about how this is a major policy shift for the Trump administration. Let's take a listen.
It's probably the best speech I've heard him give on what is now becoming the issue for our generation. So now we need a new paradigm, a new shift in our foreign policy. I think the Secretary's spot on, and people like Guy and myself are 100% supportive.
So how do you feel about the situation with China, Robert? Some people feel like we are hurtling fast towards hot war, actually, with China.
Well, Mike McCall is a dear friend of mine. I love him. He's a great friend. He and I can actually sit down and talk about stuff. But we are so corrupt by this flu or whatever it is going on that no one is paying attention to China. And China's our biggest enemy. And what our country doesn't realize is, like, we can defeat China easily, because we are designed to fight a country like that. But this country refuses to. We're so convinced that we're going to we're going to change the Redskins names to the Washington football team. We're going to change something to whatever. And our children are so misinformed. They don't see it. Mike McCall gets it. I know Mike very well. China's building. They're building islands in the South China Sea because they're still trying to push us out, as they did in World War II. They want to move the United States out because they want communism, not capitalism. And that's what's happening right now. And it's almost frustrating to watch this happen.
Yeah, it's something that certainly deserves more attention. We appreciate your time. We encourage everybody to get the new book. Robert, great to see you as always. We look forward to having you back.
Cheers.
All right, take care.
Newsmax TV is now America's fastest growing cable news channel. We give you the real news you need. So subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. If you like this video, share it with your friends. Newsmax TV streams live on YouTube for free. Newsmax TV, real news for real people.